Hi, it's Lipstick Gal. Thanks so much for watching today. I thought I'd do a round of speed reviews on products I've picked up recently. There's a wide range of things here: lip products, base products, powders, highlights and blush, you name it, I've got it. All right, I'm going to start at the very bottom, the one that I love the least. And I mean, I even put it back in its packaging because I'm like, I'm returning this. This is from LYS. This is their Speak Love Lip Plumping Glossy Lip Balm. All right. I think for me, it's just a matter of the packaging itself does not suit the product. It comes in this really pretty triangular package, and the product itself is lovely. Let me just give you a little swatchy swatch. The problem I have though, it's hard to swatch without like the sides of it kind of gouging into the lip. It is super, super soft. And the only way to get something that doesn't look like this on your lips is either to crank up way more than you need and then you have excess product, or to take your finger over the top and smooth something like this out. Because if I were to smooth it out, I mean, that's pretty. I like wearing it like this, but I don't want to have to get goo on my finger just to get a lip product to work. I want it to apply well directly from the package. The other problem that I have is it is so soft and so melty, it ends up like all over the edge here and then all over the inside of the cap. And that's one of those things that I don't particularly like. I like the triangular packaging. I like the way that it twists up. It is one of those that is so soft you cannot twist up and twist down. It's just like click, click, click to apply. You just need just a few little clicks and you're good to go. But I feel like this product is too soft for the type of packaging that it's in, and that's why it's at the bottom. Here's one that I really wanted to love, but was so sad. This is from CoverGirl. This is from the Clean Fresh Yummy line. It's the Blur lipstick. All right, so is it conditioning? Is it comfortable on the lips? Yes. The problem that I have with this, I like that it's kind of like a sheer blurry lipstick. It kind of has that Violette Bisou balm sort of feel to it, where it's not too pigmented, where it's very sheer. And it could be the shade that I got. I have the shade Blur the Lines. But what I have a problem with this, it looks great on the back of my hand. But because I have 50-year-old lips, I do have a lot of vertical lines in my lips. And this does nothing but collect in those vertical lines. And I'm not talking just around the vermilion border. I'm talking throughout the entire lip. Like anywhere where I have, like, you can see the lines in my lips. They're a little glassy today, but imagine if in those lines you had a deeper, darker line of pigment in every single one of the lines. That is a no-go for me. Now, I don't know if it's just this shade or if it's the entire range altogether, but this is not mature skin friendly. So this is definitely a no. Here's something that I really wanted to love, and it's just okay. Is it bad? No. It's from Milani. This is the Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Smoothing Primer. One thing I love, look, they have a little spoon or a little scoop for you right here in the packaging. Super smart. For me, it was just one of those things that the minute a primer is so good, I have to reach for it. I know that's when I really, really love it. Now, is it bad? No. Does it do a good job of blurring? It's okay. It's not like the best, but it is very much a silicone-y sort of feel. I feel like it does an okay job of filling my pores and fine lines. It's okay. It's not my favorite. The minute I can get a primer to just make me reach for it constantly, that's when I know I love it. The first three products were the ones that just weren't that great. Now we're solidly into I really like it. And here is one that I have really enjoyed for years. This is the Sultry Muse from Viseart. This is the Petite Pro version of it. I did have a full size version of this, like one of the large $80 pans. And I just was like, I've had it for so long. The formulas have changed. It's time to get it. So when I have to repurchase a product, you know it's really good. And I love having this because instead of being super metallic, I know they look all shimmery and they are, but they're more satin on the eyes. And for my 50-year-old lids, it's exactly what I'm looking for, especially on a day when I want an easy look with a little bit of shimmer, but not too much. I've been using the Sultry Muse. All right, something else that I really have liked, and I used it as a finishing powder today, is this little guy here from Morphe. This is their Cloud Light Soft Glow Veil Powder. So what I like about this is that it is a beautiful finishing powder. It does add a subtle glow, but it doesn't look heavy on the skin at all. It does have a subtle radiance to it. I mean, if you were to see it You can see that there is radiance involved in this, but when you use a brush, it is just so lovely. So lovely, so lovely. And a whisper light touch of this looks fantastic. This does not age my under eyes. It doesn't make them look dry. It sets my whole face. I do have combo to slightly oily leaning skin, oily in my T-zone, I would say. Everywhere else is normal. And this works really well for me, but keep in mind, it's still kind of cold. It's just barely the beginning of spring where I live, and I'm curious to see how this works as the weather warms up. I think it's going to be a beautiful finishing powder, but it may not be used for setting alone once summer hits. All right, here is something that I have been really enjoying. It's from the Ulta Beauty collection. This is just their clear lip liner. I have been loving a clear lip liner. I would swatch it for you, but you can't see it. But especially if I'm wearing like a lip gloss that tends to go outside of my vermilion border, I will line my lips in this and then throw on that gloss and not worry about it going places it doesn't belong. This was really easy and affordable, and I like that they have something like this right there. I'm just looking for something that's going to corral those creamier textures without changing the look of the product itself, and that's what I like. All right, here is something I've really been enjoying. This was sent to me by What's Up Beauty. This is their Wind Dancer powder. This pressed powder is so lovely, and you might still be able to see the imprint of a butterfly on it. This is the lightest version. This is beautiful under the eyes for my 50-year-old eyes. This is great all over the face. I feel like this has a really whisper light finish. It doesn't look heavy. It doesn't look cakey. It doesn't end up looking too dry on the surface of my skin. It looks beautiful. I have really been liking this, and I have been reaching for it quite a lot. Something else that I really like, there's one problem with this. Only one problem. And it's the shade range. So the Sarah Creel concealer, this is the Face Flex. It works both as a concealer and a foundation. I like the texture of it. The texture is so beautiful. I like the packaging, that it's kind of like a glass bottle with kind of like these really beautiful artistic lines here. So this is the shade number 1. This is the lightest shade there is. And as you can see, it is still just a little too dark for my skin. Can I make it work? Yes. It definitely leans very, very peach. It looks better the more I sheer it out, but the truth is, you can tell that it is still too dark for my face. I wear this with a foundation that tends to lean a little bit peachier, and it's great, but I can't wear this every day, especially if I have like a foundation that tends to be a little bit lighter. So the shade range is just a miss for me, but the product is beautiful. First of all, very hydrating. Second of all, it doesn't instantly collect in all of those fine lines under my eyes. I mentioned my age already. I definitely have those fine lines, and they are very obvious, especially when products start to migrate into those lines and really accentuate them. And that happens with, I would say, 95% of my concealer collection, but not with this. Like, if I don't set it, you will get a little bit of settling that's easy just to tap out with fingers. But if I put this on, I finish blending the rest of my face. I come back to set it with powder. Normally, with most other concealers, I'd have to re-pat it out again because it will have settled. It hasn't, not with this. That's why I like this formula so much. It wears well, it doesn't make me look older, it doesn't crease. I really like it. I just wish they had a wider shade range. Here is something that really surprised me. It's been a long time since I've been impressed with a drugstore foundation, and this one here from Maybelline is beautiful. This is the Up to 30 Hour Lumi Matte Foundation. This is one of those that is so lovely. I have the shade 102. It's a neutral leaning shade, and this is one that when I blend it in, it's really hard to see where I have it and where I don't. I mean, like, it blends in seamlessly, and I really, really like that about this. The color match is really nice. It doesn't make my larger pores look more obvious. It doesn't end up being too matte on my face. Now, there is an interesting, I would say, a skin-like quality to it, where it's not like super glowy. but it's also not so matte that you look like a porcelain doll. I feel like this is a really great mix of natural and skin-like while offering coverage, but not being too heavy. While it doesn't settle in places, unfortunately, like the lines across my forehead or in my crow's feet, it wears really well and it lasts as long as I need it to. I'm never wearing makeup for 30 hours, but this lasts all day on me and it looks really lovely doing it. Here's a shade of blush I never thought I would wear and have been obsessed. This is the shade Le Bon Bon from Merit. This is their Flush Balm. And this bright kind of candy colored pink is so beautiful, especially when it's blended out. Like it is just, I'm going to blend the bottom half of it. I mean, look how pretty it is. Oh, it gives the most beautiful flush on the cheeks, and this is everything that I've been wanting for spring. I would say another one that I really love is the shade Lusitano. I am back into these flush balms like nobody's business because although Le Bon Bon tends to be this bright pink, this is kind of more like a peachy with a coral lean to it. The formulas are beautiful. I always apply them either with fingers or with a brush, but they are so lovely and exactly what I'm looking for. These are two of the newer colors from Merit, but these are the sorts of shades that I am craving for springtime. Now that the weather's warming up, I want something that has more of a pop to it. I'm wearing less eye makeup and more blush. And these guys are fabulous. Here's something else from Ulta that really surprised me. This was a recommendation from Johnny on Beautiful and Bothered podcast, and he mentioned how much he loved this. This is the Ulta Beauty Brow Lift Lamination Gel. This is one of those that has a little silicone applicator. Oop, you can see mine is dirty. I was using it today over the top of my brow pencil, but this is a clear gel that offers very firm hold. Very firm. Like I can feel it in my eyebrows. If you don't like things that end up feeling a little bit crispy, this may not be for you. But what I like about this is since I have unruly brows and my brows tend to kind of like, I'll put something in them and they'll like, and they'll start going like whichever way they want to go. This keeps them in line all day long. All day long. And this is like what, $10, $12? This is beautiful. And it does really, really well. I like it better than the NYX Control Freak. I like it better than the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. There are a lot of other brow gels that I've tried, but they're all tinted. I don't tend to go for, I just kind of been using the same two clear brow gels for a while. But when I heard that this was like for unruly brows, I was like, yes, that's for me. I've really been loving it. Here is the eyeshadow duo that I have been loving and reaching for. This is from Rabanne. This is their mini palette. This is the colorway Put a Ring on It. And it has these two really beautiful shades in here. Are they kind of like shades that you can find other places? Yes, they are. But this taupe shade is so lovely. I love these two together. They're super easy. There's that pinky peach and then that kind of gold leaning taupe shade. They're just really easy on the eyes. I like to apply these with my fingers. I can use a brush too, but I'm usually just like swiping it on and then blending with a separate finger. I like them. They wear really well. Really, really well. And I like kind of this idea of the duo. If you were really eyeballing those Patrick Ta duos at the holidays, look, I picked up two of those and they were nice, but they were $40 a piece. These are what, 28? They're like $12 less. And I think they're just as lovely. And there's so many more options when it comes to these. I think there's like more than 10 different colorways. So if you're looking for an easy duo, you might check out these guys from Rabanne. I think they're super easy and it's just as sparkly as I want for an everyday without being too much. All right, the liner I'm wearing today is one of my new favorites. It's a formula I'm very familiar with. This is the Shape and Shade from Lisa Eldridge. This is in the shade C or 2C. And this is like the most perfect kind of mauve-y leaning lip liner. Oh man, it's one of those wooden pencils that you do need to sharpen, but you can see I've been using mine. I love these. This formula is so easy for me to wear and it makes, I use it not just to line my lips, but to fill my lips in, and then I'll throw something over the top. So this is what I have on today. Love, love, love. All right, top three. These three products here have been kind of hero products for me. One of them is not a makeup item, but a tool. This brush from What's Up Beauty is their R204. This is for their new powder. I've been using this more than I've been using this. Now, I've been using this a lot. Don't get me wrong, I have been. But when they sent me this, I love the brushes from What's Up Beauty so much. They are uncut white goat hair. They're so soft. It feels so like a little duck, a fuzzy duck or something. It feels so lovely on the skin. I like that it is a little bit softer and diffused at the end. It's not quite as compact as some of the other ones they have, which make it really beautiful for powder application. I cannot stop reaching for this brush. I've been reaching for it a ton. All right, the other lip product that I'm wearing today, and I have been obsessed with, is from Sarah Creel. This is the solid lip serum called the Adults Are Talking. That's the Adults Are Talking is the name of the product, but I have it in the shade Thriving. This is so beautiful, so lovely. So it's a really thick and luscious type of lip balm. But it does have that slightly melty quality. My favorite thing about this, the older I get, the more my vermilion border is not kind of keeping things in. And I'm getting those fine lines around the edge of my lip. And sometimes something that is glossy and shiny like this can find all of those lines and just travel. And the fact that this doesn't go anywhere, it stays right where I put it. That to me is huge. It also is really thick. It's very luscious. It's very plush. I love the way that it feels. I like the way that it looks. I'm very, very curious to try some of the other shades, but this is a beautiful lip balm. I know it's expensive. I think it's $42. So if you are not a lip balm nerd, you could probably easily skip this. But if you've been looking for something that is thick, that is plush, that doesn't feel heavy, but is highly nourishing, you might really like this. And if you're looking for a luxury experience, this definitely delivers. It has a magnetic lid to it. It has kind of like a nice heft and weight to the actual component itself. I feel like this is a really lovely and maybe even a hero product for the brand. Really, really love. All right, the product that I've been loving the most, and I can't seem to put down, I'm surprised I'm not wearing it today, is this. It's the highlighter from Hindash. This is the gradient highlighter. I have the shade Dull Dynasty, so it has kind of like a peachy all the way to a gold. But when I swirl this together, I get the most stunning highlight. It is so beautiful. Oh my goodness. It's everything I am looking for a highlight to be. And it doesn't ever make my skin look old. It doesn't make my skin look dry. That's the best part of this. Like the backs of my hands, let me look at the difference. This one here is dry and craggly. And this highlight, this hand is dry and craggly too, but it doesn't really look that way. There's something special about this formula and it looks so beautiful and effortless. I like this as an eyeshadow. I like it as a highlight. I've used it like just underneath the arch of the brow right here just to bring a little bit of light. It is so, so beautiful. So, so lovely. I think if you haven't tried it, I think they're back in stock on Beautylish and totally worth your time and attention. There are 3 different shades. I could easily see myself picking up another one of these right now. I'm going to hold off because I also picked up a new Dior highlight, but this one right here, out of everything I've talked about today, right at the very tippy top. It's beautiful. Thank you so much for watching today. I don't know how speedy this was. Just trying to be like... But you know me, I love talking about makeup, and I had some really lovely things to talk about today. Thank you so, so much for making the time to watch. I would love to know what new products you're trying. Are they exciting and everything you hope they would be, or are they letting you down? Are some just kind of like, uh-oh, I was expecting more? I would love to hear. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.